I'm Jennifer Marie Keller. Welcome to my Diary of a Pregnant Artist series. I just finished up my 26th week of pregnancy. This week, I finally had a doctor's appointment pregnancy checkup thing. I haven't had one for quite some time. I don't remember when my last one was, but with the pandemic going on, I've been trying to only go to the very necessary appointments. And honestly, I was kind of nervous for this appointment because I just haven't been to one in so long, and I wanted to make sure that my baby was healthy and that I was healthy as well. And so I had the appointment. Everything is good. My baby is healthy, the right size, good heart rate. Same with me, where my blood pressure is good and at a healthy weight and everything. So that was a big relief. And at this appointment, I also had the glucose screening. So for that, they have you drink a really sugary drink, and then in about an hour, they test your blood. So what I did was they had me come in and drink the really sugary drink, and then I would have my doctor's appointment, and then after that, I'd get my blood tested. And so I go and I drink the drink, and it's really sugary, and I can feel a little bit after or while I'm drinking it, my baby's waking up and probably like on a sugar high because he's moving around a lot in my belly now. And so then I had the doctor's appointment, and my doctor asked if I had been feeling my baby move now, which I think the last time I had a doctor's appointment, I hadn't felt my baby move yet. So I was like, yeah, I can feel him moving a lot throughout each day. And I look down and you can see my stomach moving as he's moving around and kicking. And then she needs to get the heart rate of my baby. So using the Doppler machine and going around my stomach to get the heart rate. But my baby's moving around more than normal, I feel like, because of the really sugary drink. But even before that, every time that I've had a doctor or technician that is trying to use the Doppler to do the heart rate reading of him, he moves around a lot, like is very active. And so he always gives them trouble finding a spot where they can actually get the heart reading. And it was no different this time, probably a little worse because of the sugary drink, where the doctor keeps trying to like find a spot to get the heart reading, but he keeps kicking at the Doppler, and the doctor's commenting about that. But then she finally found an angle where she could get the heart rate reading, and it's like a perfectly healthy heart rate. So that's good. And she said, yeah, some babies are definitely more active than others. So I feel like I'm gonna have a wild child, and I might not be getting a lot of a lot of sleep when he comes. But even if that is the case, especially with the pandemic, I like a lot that my baby seems to be like more on the active side, because I do feel him moving around a lot throughout every single day. And so since I'm not doing like doctor's appointments all the time, that's a nice feeling for me, that I feel that he's like alive and well, and everything is going good with him. And then after the appointment, I got my blood tested for the glucose screening, and my body's processing the sugar as it should be. So that's good. And so now, as far as pregnancy and how it's affecting work, I have noticed that this week my energy has been going down ever so slightly. I feel like before this, the last few weeks, my energy has been like really up and really great, and I've been getting a lot of work done. But feeling my energy going down a little bit, I'm definitely allowing myself to take more breaks during the workday, because I just feel like my body needs it. And I've kind of learned my lesson now that if I listen to my body, it's better for the next day, where I can keep working and doing stuff if I just take little breaks here and there when I feel like I need it. So I'm still working and kind of splitting up my time, where I have time where I'm working and then time where I'm prepping stuff, which I guess you could consider that working too. So I'm organizing and going through supplies, still making sure like things are going to be baby safe when the baby comes, since my studio is in my home, just in case there's an accident where somehow he gets into my supplies or whatever. And like I mentioned in my last video, to make it easier on myself in the future when my baby comes, instead of like having a strict schedule where I work from life dependent on where the sun's at in the sky is my work days, to be more realistic for the unpredictability of probably when I will be able to actually work. I've decided I'm going to try and do everything from photo reference so I can work anytime during the day, and it's okay if the light isn't good outside coming in through the window because I've got the light good in the photo reference. So this week I've been doing a lot of figuring out how to use my camera properly for making photo references for paintings and doing a lot of research with that and test shots. I've also been doing a lot of studying Lightroom and how to use Lightroom so that I can edit my photos, because I know when I take photos they never look as good as how my actual setup looks, and so I want to learn how to tweak them so since I won't be working from life I can get something that is like close to as good as that. And for some reason for me it always feels weird when I split up my work, where I have some work that I'm being productive with making paintings or drawings, and then splitting up my time from that for being prepping for future stuff. I feel like I always need to be making progress in projects that's really evident, and for some reason sometimes I feel guilty doing like the prep work, but I'm totally ignoring that because I think doing all this prep work for taking the time to learn how to use my camera and Lightroom and just learning how to make photo references, I think that's going to be really good in the short term for before my baby comes, and definitely in the long term afterwards. So hopefully I can still be, after my maternity leave, still be working and taking care of a baby at the same time. But I'm hoping that next week I will have some good photo references that I can start making quick little paintings to test it out and make sure that this is working and I can still make great paintings while working from these photo references.